Christmas Caravan is brought to you in part by Hubbard's and the Food Fair Supermarkets, Kittens Healthcare, Sisson's Paint, and Bryden and Miners and Ace Hardware.
One of the outfits because he's not able to make it this year.
So that means
Yes?
you've been a good boy, so he'll look out for you.
Yeah, because I was telling Jan I have one more class before I actually get Angel Wings.
Angel Wings.
But while I'm at it, though, I want to say good morning to our viewers that have joined us on GBN Television.
Yes.
Channel Stores on
Good
Channel
morning, good
7
morning.
and Channel 11, Channel 20 if you're on cable. Those of you Facebook, wherever you are. Good morning. She needs no introduction.
I'm the official parent there today.
You're right.
but listen to me, Flowers. I know you could pack up Jan any day.
You think so?
I know you could pack up Jan every day.
You used to be in my corner. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. One little parang and you flip sides. The Flowers go through. We are anxious to hear you.
COVID, the whole year I have him too.
Come listen, Flowers. Just bust a tune. Bust a line now. Here we go.
You want the rhythm?
Nah, because you just get lost, man. I listened to you last week Sunday home in the evening time, and everybody getting lost except one girl.
So you doing this a cappella?
Okay, you're going through. Okay.
A cappella.
Okay, cut and go through.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. I never see a caravan so spreading love and joy and giving prices galore. 'Tis the season, come and have some fun. Just get a quiz or bus a parang. Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. I go in by Janelle, I go in by Joe. If I find Godfrey house, I go in there too. I call in order, she better answer his phone. Otherwise next year, me and GBN done. Everyone, hold on. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. To all the sponsors who make it seem nice, you're doing a real good job in the Isle of Spice. So from GBN, the entire staff, Merry Christmas from them and Flowers. Hey, hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Let me sing now. Merry Christmas, sing, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Oh, I done. Merry Christmas.
Well done, Flowers. Well done. Officially, contestant number 1. The bar is set. The bar is set, folks.
Jan, not even you could beat Flowers on your best day.
No, I don't want to beat Flowers.
You can't even beat Flowers on
Flowers
your
parang is the one for the ages. Thank you, Flowers.
25 minutes on to the hour of 11. That was Flowers. She's setting the bar. Let's do this. Let me see if you're big, you're bad,
If you think you could beat Flowers parang.
You can beat Flowers
running, according to people, running.
Well, Janelle make all kind of big hoopla. She make voos. I tell you, some for a big chat and they...
That was yours?
No, I'm just like an old school song coming in my head.
Okay.
Some people just full of big chat.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm not good.
You're not good. Why is that,
Because
sir?
so long I supposed to get my credit. I don't know if I have to go by digital for it. If digital have to send it from me, but to know I receive it.
Well, did you still have to set the fee? So all you have to do is...
No. We have to collect a quantum to send to them. We just weren't setting up the names one by one. So we have a lot of winners. When we have the full listing, we would send the listing to them. And everybody's going to get credit the same day.
Okay, well, no.
Don't panic. Listen, I tell you, it's no play thing. We have all the names for credits, all the numbers for credit. Don't panic. Credit safe.
All right then. Thank you very much.
You want to talk a lot for the season?
Yeah, we.
And we are bugging you.
But you can't start to talk so early.
Yes.
Don't worry, you'll get all your talk time.
All
your
right.
talk time safe.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
435-2041. That's the number on the inside that you call. You're ready to put Janelle in her place and literally.
Why is it about putting Janelle in her place? One little parang and it's like, last week you were my friend. One little parang and it's like, the words are against Janelle.
But I did not say that you and I were not friends, you know. All I say is that I just want people to put you in your place. I don't sure why you seem to take it so offensive. This is
not even in competition.
This is competition's day. This is real competition day. Jan, why ain't even hear my microphone? What's going on with me? I hear it. I hearing it now. So 435-2041, that is the number to get in on the inside. Reminding you folks, so those of you that you want credit, remember, listen, we compile a list, and the list is going to be sent to you. Literally, the intention is not to give them one. So we compile, and of course, you'll get a chance to talk for the holidays. You know, they actually have an international. Digicel actually, they have a nice international plan. It's $10, and it's valid for 14 days actually. Okay. So it probably would be good for those of you.
On the outside to call?
For those of you, well, I don't have to call you anymore because the rate at which you're going, I declare you enemy number one. And not just that, you know, 2020, I decided I start cleaning up my friendship list early. It makes life easy for next year in terms of having to remember folks on birthdays, remember all of those sort of things.
I mean, 2020 came. I thought 2020 was a lesson for us to live better, cherish the people that we know and appreciate.
And
I'm thinking going into 2021, we're going to be working on our relationships.
Jan,
a lot of young people just dropping on their boops this year.
And
so I'm thinking, you know, people are going to live better next year. They're going to show some more appreciation. But I mean, listen to what your plans are for 2020.
No, Jan, you are getting me wrong. You are getting me wrong.
Am I?
Some people is negative vibes they bring introduced to your life. So if you really want to live longer, I start saying you need to shorten what you call your friendship list. Because they're not really your friendship list.
Right.
They are your associates, maybe your colleagues. Right?
So you categorize the
I'm categorizing now, right?
Okay.
So I'm reducing on my inner circle. You know, it makes it easy for me to mingle, go around with those folks. People with bad vibes, you know.
You flag them off.
Like kite.
Okay.
Like kite.
For 2021? Yeah. But why wait for 2021? You start now?
No, it's a gradual process.
Okay.
You have to be able to appreciate it. People come into your life. They come for a reason, for a season. You come for your reason, your season. No time to go. I say, hit the road, Jan.
Okay. Well, it look as if flowers going by default today.
Apparently, I thought it was just the folks that's done at what's the name? I thought it was just their lights that were done. It probably must be ours as well. Maybe I probably had to declare you a winner.
That's a good sign, because normally parang is where you put it's like calypso. You put you see things going wrong and you put it in parang. So if you're getting no parang, it means people are happy.
Or is it maybe people don't like parang?
People like parang.
They like parang?
Yeah.
Or maybe nothing happened for the year that's worthy of being in a parang?
I don't know. I thought we had real content for parang this year.
Nothing about COVID. You didn't like how they
I need to talk to Lady Lee and Hess and the boys and them.
But you haven't heard much from them
from the mainland and no. I need to talk to them personally to see what's going on.
You haven't heard much from them.
And Beast and Ajamo. Although Ajamo doesn't really sing on people, he always get the nice parangs. Ajamo parang safe.
But here's what we're gonna do though. 20 minutes on to the hour of 11. We'll take a quick commercial break and we're gonna be right back.
There's no better season for a little touch of paint to keep the home feeling like home. Enjoy 10% off all Sisson's floor paints and varnishes. Perfect for indoors and specially formulated to withstand the elements of the outdoors. Offer available at all Sisson's hardware partner outlets nationwide. Visit us today for the best quality paints at a price you can afford. That's not all. Enjoy a gift on us with a purchase of $300 and over while stocks last. See Facebook for details. Sisson's, good looks that last.
Merry Christmas from Sisson's Paint, Grenada Limited.
Merry Christmas from Sisson's.
The Food Fair
offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate. Safe and secure transactions and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napper means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napper is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napper has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napper providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napper on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Trios Auto Supplies now serving you from 2 convenient locations. Melville Street branch opposite the bus terminus in St. George's and on Wall Street in Grand Anse. Trios Auto is specialized in Japanese and American auto parts such as making clutch and pressure plates, clutch covers, 3/5 suspension parts, KYB shocks, Koyo and NTN bearings, Denso spark plugs, brake pad and brake shoes, genuine Japanese bushings, rack end and ball joints, steering ends, head and tail lamps, genuine sensors and switches, air, oil and fuel filters, engine coolants, radiators, brakes, rotors, vehicle alarm systems, music, CD players, amplifiers, EQs, audio accessories, speakers, and much more. Opening hours, Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Melville Street only, Sunday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Telephone numbers, Grand Anse 443-3739 and Melville Street 444-3739. Trios Auto Supplies for best quality auto parts at the most affordable prices.
Ladies, it's time to slay. Get the look you want with Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply. Now open on Benton Street in Grenville. Braids, extensions, weaves, wigs, and more. All the latest products from the brands you love at one great location. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6. You want it, we got it for all hair types. Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply. We are the one-stop hair shop.
It's about 50 minutes on to the hour, 11 o'clock. Remind you at the top of the hour. Today being Tuesday, we're expecting the folks from the Royal Grenada Police Force. And then at 11:30, our wonderful friends on the south of the island, Cammie and her team, will be in to let us know what's happening down inside of her
And for
home.
those of you who are asking, yes, the GBN will be carrying the budget presentations tomorrow. I saw an advisory from the GIS advising that due to the COVID protocols, there will be limited seating at the Parliament. So I know those of you who like to go and take it in person,
Soak it.
you may have to take it in virtually this year, but for the presentations tomorrow. And I listened to all the feedback this morning. Yeah, great suggestions coming forward. Let's see what is delivered tomorrow. We heard from the throne speech that there should be a greater focus on the construction sector this year. So,
Right.
Yeah, I expect a lot of projects. I know you want to see a lot of funding on agriculture. We'll see how that goes. But I think we have a Parandero on the line, Joseph.
Good morning, caller. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And how are you?
I am wonderful as always. And yourself?
Well, trying to be as good as you are.
Okay, so I'm going to...
Wait, before you sing, I just want to say if I have offended you in any way this year, I'm truly sorry.
Too late for that, Jan. Too late for that. God, I'm done loaded. She just ready to touch the release button, you know. Why are you apologizing for all of a sudden?
If I've offended you, if I fret you, what if I do to fret you for the ass? Sorry, let me hear the parang, please.
Do you want the music to go with it?
Hello.
Hi. Are you ready? Are you ready for your parang?
It's parang I'm going to sing. A carol I was going to sing.
You want to do a carol?
Oh, carol.
Okay. So give us. So you okay? Go ahead. You want to?
We're caroling people. We're not much of a parang people.
You want to do it a cappella, or you need accompanied music?
No, I sing without the music.
You sing without the music. When you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Carol, sweetly carol, a Savior born today. Bears a wonderful tidings, oh, bears them far away. Carol, sweetly carol, goodwill and peace to man. Oh, sing in wonderful numbers, oh, sing redeeming song.
Is that somebody doing backup, or was that? She's probably listening on the TV or
so there you are. So that was.
Is that an original piece?
You got it?
No, she was asking if it's an original song.
But yes, it is an original song.
It is an original. Okay, well, congratulations to you then. Congrats to you. At least you did have to work hard to do it a cappella. It shows you have so much more depth and more belly than Janelle. Yeah, and Janelle was apologizing. Innocent song, Jan. Nothing to do with you.
It was a nice song.
So thanks a lot, Colin. So you were contestant number 2.
Well, let me just sing that. Christians awake, Christians awake, salute the happy morn, salute the happy morn, whereon the Savior of the world was born. Christians awake, Christians awake, Christians awake, salute the morn, whereon the Savior of the world was born.
Indeed, he was born on Christwell. Some people argue the date.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, caller.
Okay, thanks.
You may argue the date, some of you get into those nonsense, those arguments where there's the 20, there's the 20, that he was born. And that's it. So contestant number 2, 12 minutes on to the hour, 435-2041. Not even Jan, you know what I'm actually going to do, because it's just 2 of them. I'm just going to give 2 of them prizes. You, nothing for you.
Yeah?
Nada, nothing for you.
So that's what the thing set up?
Well, I mean, because you people realize you're just the biggest, you're the next big. Normally in a deck of cards, there's always a joker in it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I stop.
That's where you stop.
The thing's bad.
That's where you stop. I mean, and they get about 5 joker in the pack.
I take it you didn't like my parang. That's okay. I'm sure the folks out there appreciated my parang. That's fine. It wasn't for you. It was for my fans out there. They appreciated. My phone has been blowing up. I don't know if you saw that. I've been getting a lot of texts, a lot of calls.
Yeah, I see one.
They love my parang.
I see a call from Coulter Glen. Good morning, caller. Hello, caller. Good morning.
It's good. I just turned on to GBN and I noticed people singing carol. What is it? What is it all about?
Well, actually, we're expecting them to do parang, but you either do a parang or you can sing a carol for us.
So I could just sing?
Yeah, sing a song, bust a tune.
All right, let me bust a tune. I'm a kayak,
You're a kayak?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should have parang in your blood.
But I won't sing parang because I will call people names.
No, call them. Once the people in GBN name you could call. Call Don.
I will sing a Christmas thing.
Nah, man, call Don name, call Janelle name. Okay, sing a Christmas tune. Sing a Christmas tune.
There's an old Christmas card in an old dusty trunk, and it brings back sweet memories dear to me. Though it's faded and worn, it's as precious as the morn when I found it, neath that first Christmas tree. I thrilled with every word, every line. Yes, I'm always sentimental, wrong this time. Pardon me if the tear spoils the moonlight Christmas cheer. It's the memory of an old Christmas card. You know, I don't know why I get the feeling sentimental around this time every year. But every time I see a Christmas card, I somehow can't help reminiscing about the very first Christmas that you and I spent together. What a beautiful Christmas card you gave me that year. Why, I know you must have looked through thousands of cards to find that one little poem that still brings a tear to my eye. I thrilled with every word, every line. Yes, I'm always sentimental, wrong this time. Pardon me if the tear spoils the moonlight Christmas cheer. It's the memory of an old Christmas card. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We know there was Jim Reeves, and now we found Jeannie Reeves this morning.
Oh, yes.
And even Janelle, who's a Grinch, she's actually getting all teary-eyed. You know, she don't like Christmas and all of that. She's trying hard not to. She's trying hard not to. You just melted us away. You took us apart.
Oh, well, I'm glad that she cried.
That is vintage
Glad
Christmas.
That I brought tears to her eyes.
But she needed it too. She kind of, I don't know. The things of life, the rough patches of 2020 has got to really all hard on the inside.
Because 2020 is, I want to see it. But God is good, eh?
God is good.
It won't last forever.
You take care.
All right, you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
6 minutes on to the hour of 11 o'clock, Jan. Not even on your best day, you'll do a better version on
You're
that.
gonna let one like a parang and you just get too hostile.
Well, what hostility are you talking about?
I mean, you started raging. One like a parang, two like a verse. But if I drop the third one, you go kill
Well,
me.
I told you drop your parang at your own cost.
Folks, could we vote for the our singers this morning, please? So contestant number 1 was Powers with an original parang.
I said let's not vote for them. Let's give just 3 of them because we're out of time already anyway. I said just give the 3 of them. I'm giving the 3 of them prizes compliments. So friends from Hills and Valley
For their bravery. And
it may be difficult because one did our original
never heard
parang.
anybody sing and include the part where Jim Reeves speak in their song. So I mean that took some time and effort to learn, and all the callers were original this morning.
They were all original, so trying to get people to determine who was better, it would probably be an injustice
to be fair,
them.
different genres. We
And
had
different
parang
genres.
And we had carols. So
Yeah, so
you were fair after all. You have some Scrooge-like qualities, but you were very fair in this instance.
I'll make a good
Don't worry. The third line of the parang will drop on Friday. Put your lawyers on standby. That's all I'm going to say.
Put the lawyers on standby.
A word to the wise is sufficient.
Well, I'll tell you that too. If you're a good foot, take in front. Yeah. That's all I'll say to you, Jan. I realize you kind of shrivel up today, you kind of hold back, but it's all right.
I give you 2 save verses today.
Right.
On Friday, the rest will drop.
Right.
On Friday.
Right. All I want to remind you, Janet, that you know my phone have recording devices, right?
That's fine.
And it records also the things that when I'm around you.
Yes.
You play brave. If you make it bad like that, whenever you're ready, let me show you. You want me to give you a little sample of what I have recorded here?
Carry on, Joe.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Don't worry, nothing else there. It's 5 minutes onto the hour, folks. We got to get to transition to the next stage of the program. But before I say goodbye to Jan, though, you are going to remind us, of course, our sponsors, who they are.
Yes, we can't do this without our partners. So the folks at Hubbard's and the Food Fair supermarkets, both Caranage and Grandans. To the folks at the Bryden and Miners and Ace Hardware, both Cross Street and Maurice Bishop Highway. Sisson's Paint, and they're across the island, various vendors across the island. where you can continue to get your discounts. And remember, folks, all our partners have promotions going on right now that you can benefit from. At Food Fair, it's the Shop and Save. At Ace Hardware, up to 25% discount across the store. It's early, you can go out and benefit. Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply in Grenville, well, you saw those crazy deal braids from as low as $5 and $1 nail polish, crazy items. And of course, Gittins Healthcare, you've seen their toys, their perfumes,
fully stocked
all
up.
Your everybody's fully stocked and just ready for you to get your shopping done very early for the season. Thank you all so much for making the Caravan possible.
Peace and love, joy at Christmas time. Jan says she's going to leave the final verse for Friday. Well, may the Lord bless her and keep her and make his face to shine upon her and give her enough belly and guts to deliver, because she went soft today.
He always does. No,
yeah?
I give you in doses.
You give me in doses.
I give you in doses. You got 2 today, safe ones.
Well, I should pray for you in doses as well. God, you need prayers. Listen to her. This is the real her. You hear her, folks? Yes, unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast.
Yeah.
Free up Friday.
Don't let the face fool you. You know. Don't let it fool you.
I thought people fly your kite today.
Fly my kite. We'll take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, we're linking up with the folks on the roll. Credit the police force as we continue with the mid-morning bus. Caravans all over now. We do, folks, have to get jam. We have to get a call from where we know how to get a hold of Flowers. We want to encourage the last 2 participants. Do call in so we can get your details, so that you get yourself credit and you get yourself a wonderful gift. So one of our associates at Hilson Valley. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
There's no better season for a little touch of paint to keep the home feeling like home. Enjoy 10% off all Sisson's floor paints and varnishes. Perfect for indoors and specially formulated to withstand the elements of the outdoors. Offer available at all Sisson's Hardware Partner outlets nationwide. Visit us today for the best quality paints at a price you can afford. That's not all. Enjoy a gift on us with a purchase of $300 and over while stocks last. See Facebook for details. Sisson's. Good looks that last.
Merry Christmas from Sissons Paint, Grenada Limited.
Merry Christmas from Sissons.
The Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napper means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napper is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napper has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napper providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napper on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Ladies, it's time to slay. Get the look you want with Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply. Now open on Benton Street in Grenville. Braids, extensions, weaves, wigs, and more. All the latest products from the brands you love at one great location. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6. You want it, we got it for all hair types. Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply. We are the one-stop hair shop.
Trios Auto Supplies, now serving you from two convenient locations. Melville Street branch opposite the bus terminus in St. George's and on Wall Street in Grand Anse. Trios Auto is specialized in Japanese and American auto parts such as making clutch and pressure plates, clutch covers, 3/5 suspension parts, KYB shocks, Koyo and NTN bearings, Denso spark plugs, brake pad and brake shoes, genuine Japanese bushings, rack end and ball joints, steering ends, head and tail lamps, genuine sensors and switches, air, oil and fuel filters, engine coolants, radiators, brakes, rotors, vehicle alarm systems, music, CD players, amplifiers, EQs, audio accessories, speakers and much more. Opening hours Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Melville Street only, Sunday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Telephone numbers Grand Anse 443-3739 and Melville Street 444-3739. Trios Auto Supplies for best quality auto parts at the most affordable prices.
The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council remind you to boost your immune system and give yourself a fighting chance against COVID-19. Consume foods that are rich in vitamin C, like fruits and vegetables. For example, oranges, grapefruit, mandarin, lemon, spinach, cabbage, and tomatoes. Vitamin B6 and folic acid that is found in chicken, turkey, fish, grain foods like oats, bread, local provisions, dry beans, and peas. Another immune system booster is vitamin E, found in nuts, corn, sunflower or canola oils, and leafy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, and kale. Iron, zinc, and vitamin D are also important to strengthen your immunity. So try foods like lean meats, eggs, lentils, mackerel, tuna, and jacks. Our local spices, ginger, clove, and turmeric, among others, can help decrease inflammation and support the immune system. Remember to practice safe food handling. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council reminding you that a strong immune system is one of the best ways to fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. To really know who I am, you must look at the plays that I've written over the past 30 years because they reflect hard work, discipline, and my inner beliefs. Now, these values were shaped by my earlier bringings because I was always curious about my roots and my identity as a Caribbean man. Now, I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Season of love, the season of giving, and we say good morning and welcome back to our viewers on GBN's Channel 7 and Channel 11, Channel 20. For those of you that is on cable, we say good morning to you. Those of you that's joining us via Facebook or via our YouTube channel, we say good morning to you, or via our webpage at www.gbn.gd. I'm Joseph Cadore, your boy JC here, and we say thanks for being part of the second half of the program. We first stop, of course, within the Royal Grenada Police Force, and as is customary every year, we know once it gets around whether the different seasons, the members of the IGPF, they unveil their campaign, all in a trust to keep us safe, because at the end of the day, their job is to protect and to serve, and that's exactly what they do. I have two wonderful individuals officers with me this morning. I have Constable Lewis, and I also have Officer McLean that is here from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Good morning, my dear sir. Good morning to you, lady, and welcome to the program. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Joseph.
Great. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And let me just say, of course, compliments of the season to you both. In case I don't get a chance again to see you or hear from you anytime soon. But as is just tradition, the Royal Grenada Police Force, as we've come to expect, as part of the overarching mandate is that of protecting and serving the general public, keeping us safe. And we know that you normally have programs that is specific in a whether it's a carnival or whether it's for the Yuletide season. And certainly we expect that 2020 would be no different. While a lot has changed for 2020, the fact that there's COVID-19 and everything, certainly we feel, of course, we appreciate the fact that the RGPF continue to play its part to make sure that we remain safe for the holidays. Talk to me about the plans that is expected to roll out and exactly how's the RGPF going to do that?
Okay, thank you again for the opportunity this morning, and let me just add one slight correction. Our Yuletide Pan was launched on November 1st, and during our Yuletide operation, we have staged a number of activities, and we continue with these activities. Now, the main objective of this Yuletide Pan is to create and sustain an enabling environment that gives citizens and visitors, socials, a sense of safety and security during our Christmas period, or Yuletide season, as we refer to it. And in ensuring that this is achieved, we continue to employ a number of crime-fighting strategies. They are inclusive of public education, and under that we have various crime prevention tips that we disseminate via various means, whether it's print, radio, social media, etc. We heighten our law enforcement engagements, whether it's at the community level, whether it's at hotspots or at our capitals or towns and or brisk areas. We also apply various security initiatives, and we will give details as we go along, Joseph. But basically, in a nutshell, our Yuletide operation covers a wide array of activities, and its objective, is basically to have this sense of safety and security as we go through this season.
Great. So you have encapsulated it for us. One of the core of your presentation during this was the whole idea of tips, offering tips for the season. I know culturally, traditionally, I don't want to say it's, you get the sense at times, I want to make sure I get my words, I put my words carefully. You get a sense there seemed to be an increase in some cases, not an increase, the prevalence of a lot of criminal activities during the season. I know one of the things you did there, the Royal Grenada Police Force, often in presentations, you talk about crimes of opportunities, and persons normally, during the holiday season, they tend to let their guard down, whether it's by leaving, normally they probably leave the premises not totally secure, and all those sort of things. As you're on the issue of tips, what are some of the tips that you can offer as it relates to safeguarding homes and the whole issue of keeping children and keeping yourself safe, let's say while you're shopping in the public domain or wherever one may find him or herself?
All right, so as it relates to home security, one of the advice that we normally share to persons around this time, we say to persons, get to know your house. Look for that weak elements in your house. If it is visible to you, chances are it may be visible to someone else. So I usually say around this period, the Yuletide season, Christmas season, I call it home improvement season.
Right.
And you have an opportunity to fix a broken window, a door, maybe to clear some bushes that may be around your house that can present an opportunity for someone to hide unknowing to you. So these are some of the tips that we normally share. Added to that, we want to say to homeowners, do not leave your keys under your mat and your flower pots. I think even the most foolish of thieves out there usually have that as a starting point as it relates to entering someone's house.
Okay.
So something that someone can do, you may give keys to the responsible persons in the house. So different persons have different keys, instead of leaving that key under that flower pot. Let's look at lighting. We normally advise persons to, when you're going out at night, leave on a light. It creates a sense that someone is home, and that in itself might be a deterrent to a would-be burglar. We can also look at persons that are doing the home improvements. We advise that you do not leave tools, ladders, scaffolding. These can provide an opportunity for someone to enter your house. Maybe that they may just use a piece of tool that you have to break open your home. So what you want to do, you want to harden that target, and you want to make it as difficult as possible for persons to take advantage of you. So these are some of the tips as it relates to home security.
Right. What about keeping safe in the public sphere? Yeah, when you go shopping or just moving through town, I mean, we know traditionally it is Christmas. There is increased volume of persons moving through the city. Yes, we know it's COVID, but we do anticipate at some point, while individuals they adopt the COVID protocol of the wearing of the mask and the sanitization as well, we do expect that sometime in and out of the business houses, that also creates an opportunity for persons on the other side of the law.
Yes, and we say to persons, as much as possible, you may avoid traveling with large sums of cash. And another advice that we can extend to persons, you may want to divide your cash. Instead of putting all in one bag, and if situation occur that you lose that bag, you lose all your cash,
right,
it may be more sensible to separate your cash. Being in a large crowd, it means that at some point in time, you may not be aware of yourself totally. So we advise persons that when you're carrying your bag, especially bags that contain your valuables, you may want to put that in front of you, where you may have greater control in terms of being cognizant of your property.
Great. What about vendors? Because even now, during the regular time, you go to you see vendors, and sometimes you have to draw it to their attention. They keep their money at one. You talk about dividing the money. I'm assuming that's an advice you would extend to vendors, peddlers, person trying to make, as you say, that's on the hustle, on the go.
Yes. So that advice would make a lot of sense. We also want to say to persons, be on the lookout for counterfeit. In the busy periods, persons usually take that opportunity to take advantage of, be it vendors, business people, or people at general. So you may want to pay particular attention to notes as much as you can. And we usually advise avoid doing large transactions in U.S. currency or foreign currency as much as you can, because that is one of the period persons may take that opportunity to take advantage of the unaware.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I mean, and while it is recommendations and suggestions that one should adopt, period. I mean, at all times, I do agree to you, Officer Lewis, that certainly during these festive seasons, there is a need for a heightened sense of awareness. Officer McLean, we talked about the Yuletide plan, rolled out from the 1st of December, and it involves different elements. You did intimate that there's a major element of it that is already in the pipeline that you're getting ready to unveil. Talk to us about that.
Okay, Joseph, it is not directly major in the context of the Yuletide operational plan, but how it forms part of our public education initiative, and it's a project that the Community Relations Department, by extension the RGPF, we worked on that project, and we thought that bearing in mind many challenges and so on that are faced by various individuals in our society, especially women and children, as a department we discussed and we came up with a virtual project, and it is targeted to reach a wide cross-section of society. So we're looking to reach victims, offenders, and their families. Our intention basically is to create a production that is about 30 to 40 minutes long, with the aid of drama and song, and that is a part of our general crime prevention, crime reduction initiatives. The theme of this project is Stomping Out Dirty Man, and it was derived from Romain Verger's hit song, Dirty Man. And we use officers within the organization to portray the pieces. We have officers doing the dramatic parts of it. We have officers doing the singing part. So officers such as Lyndon Langdon, Shondell, Dasha Mealy, Gregory McLean, Anastasia Bristol, Samantha Dixon, you name it. A number of officers partnered with us to put on this wonderful production. It is exciting. I'm at the edge of my seat waiting for it, because going through the entire process and working along with everybody through that project, it sort of brought out that pride within me as an individual, and the way you want to bring across certain messages, the intent that you have within you to ensure that you get certain things across, because you know at the end of the day that can help with preventing the unwanted from happening. Constable Lewis was the lead officer on that initiative, and we are looking to launch it off at the ending of the week. I would invite him now to, as a lead person, to make his input.
Yes, and I want to come in and say that 30 to 40 minute production in itself may not be sufficient to highlight all the issues as it relates to gender-based violence or sexual violence against young persons. But I consider this project special to me, and I hope that it would be to many persons out there. As an organization, we play a principal role in terms of investigating those matters and ensuring that offenders are taken before the court where they can face their justice. And I sometimes sit back and listen to the cries of the public, and persons usually express themselves, and it's not uncommon for you to hear very harsh comments at times, sometimes against the police, sometimes against the judicial system. What we wanted to show in this project is that if you're a victim, it's okay for you to tell. There are places that you can tell. There are help that you can get from certain institutions. So SVU is highlighted. The Royal Grenada Police Force is highlighted. We look at the prison, we look at reform. We are sort of elevating the conversation. So we are not just saying that offender goes to prison and then it ends. For most of those cases, there is a stipulation as to the penalty, and at some point in time, an offender would have to come out and basically comes back into the society. So in that project, we wanted to show that it's possible for an offender to get help as well as victim. And we are looking at reform, we're looking at training, and that reintegration process. So all that will be highlighted in the project. And I think persons going to get a lot from it. We want to encourage persons that you can speak up. We want to say to that single mother out there that is facing that economic situation, you don't have to compromise the safety of your child because you are in a rough financial situation. We have a right to protect our young persons, and we want that to be highlighted right through.
Is this, I'm assuming, because the conversation that we have in one is one that I'm very, very passionate about. You and I, we may probably take different methods to deal with it. You know, I'm more of a get them over and done with grid society of them. But of course, I know from your position, you have a more calculated approach to it. Can we see this as the start of this project? Is it the start of a continuous rollout? Or is it just a one-off piece that is specific to the holidays?
It's not specifically designed for the holiday. I think Corporal Martin would have alluded earlier that it forms part of the RGPF crime fighting initiative. And going forward, I believe that we would want to use that different medium to get our message across. We have been saying a lot of things as it relates to the issue for a long time, but this provided an extra opportunity to say the same thing in a different way.
The whole issue of reform is a conversation you hear at different levels when it relates to individuals who find themselves on the other side of the law. Reform. Is there success stories that you can talk about that is specific when it comes to individuals that have been engaged in a crime of sexual nature?
I may not be able to speak to specific situation, but I do believe that data should be available at some department. But someone going to prison, especially in a situation where they wouldn't be facing life in prison, then we have to face the inevitable that person would have to come back to the society. And so any help that you can provide in changing that direction of that person, it adds to a safer society. And safety will always be one of the primary mandate of law enforcement. And so I believe it's a project that speaks to what we do as a core. And obviously, strength, you build on strength. If we achieve our goals, there's an opportunity to look at taking it to another level.
I am one that firmly believe that these issues, that I refer to them as the scourges of society, while it is manifested in various ways, I think the origin of it, if you ask me, it is deeply associated with where a person is, where they are not spiritually. In the whole cycle of transformation, reformation, and everything, how deeply involved do you allow for that person to realize that they need help spiritually as one of the mediums in addressing that ill?
If you look at the work of the prisons, you will see that they have a lot of programs. There are counselors and there are different persons with different skill sets that are assigned to the prison that provide that level of help. Obviously, they would be in a better position to speak to the issue more strongly, but we are looking at the issue in terms of this is an issue that we have faced as a society, and whatever part that we can play, we will play our part, enlist the help of other entities, and in the finality of things, we are looking at delivering a level of service that will bring that benefit to persons. I don't want the time to be focused solely on the offender, because I think that I would be taken away from the production. It is holistic, and obviously, if you're a victim, we have to focus on giving you help. And you hearing me speak about that offender, I believe that may not cut in a way that will make you feel comfortable. So let me say clearly that the production highlights all the issues. We show as a society that there are institutions within our country that can deliver the level of service that a victim may need.
Let me ask you, Officer McLean, as a female member of the Royal Grenada Police Force, as a woman, are you satisfied, outside of what the Royal Grenada Police Force is offering, do you think that enough is being done at all levels to address this issue that speaks to sexual offenses against, well, what traditionally was just against female, traditionally, now you're recognizing that gap now covers males? Do you think, outside of the police, that enough is being done collectively to address this?
Joseph, let me speak from within come out. All officers at the Special Victims Unit have been engaged in many public activities and engagements, and they continue to do so. They target many of the issues and challenges that are plaguing society. They do so creatively, and outside of the SB, we also have other departments and areas focusing on targeting these sort of issues that come up, issues with sexual violence, and sexual crimes in general. Outside of the organization, we have seen an increase basically in persons coming up with various forms of initiatives to tackle some of these issues that we face. So I am saying that I am comfortable that enough is being done. While we may leave room for additional things to be done, I am at a stage where I feel comfortable that there are mediums and there is enough in place to assist victims, to assist offenders, to assist their families who may be faced with various issues. Yes, we anticipate more, but at the same time, whatever we have in place is functioning. We believe in it, we execute it from time to time, and all of the players involved, they are well on their way into ensuring that everybody who is involved in that circle of crime or that triangle of crime are assisted in the best way possible with the limited resources of whatever we have at the time.
You just made mention of the fact that your anticipation is that it is going to be an increase, but I want to address that further. We have to take a quick commercial break. Though when we come back, on the other side of the break, we're going to delve more into this, because here's a consolation. I literally just finding out that the entire hour belongs to you, so I'll get a chance to probe you a bit more. Take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
There's no better season for a little touch of paint to keep the home feeling like home. Enjoy 10% off all Sisson's floor paints and varnishes. Perfect for indoors and specially formulated to withstand the elements of the outdoors. Offer available at all Sissons Hardware Partner outlets nationwide. Visit us today for the best quality paints at a price you can afford. That's not all. Enjoy a gift on us with a purchase of $300 and over while stocks last. See Facebook for details. Sissons, good looks that last.
Merry Christmas from Sissons Paint, Grenada Limited.
Merry Christmas from Sisters.
The food fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate. Safe and secure transactions and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food fair where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napa means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napa is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napa has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napa providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napa on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Just about 28 minutes on to the hour of 11 at 12 o'clock. Remind you at the top of the hour is going to be the midday edition, a production of our News and Current Affairs Department. And welcome back to those of you that's just joining me. Speaking here with members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, and we're conversing about the Yuletide project, the Yuletide plans for the Yuletide season, and it encompasses a lot. There's a project that's been rolled out that addresses the issue of sexual violence in society. We were speaking with that just a while ago, and it is always a conversation that creates that conjures up a lot of emotions. I know I'm one of those who believe in street justice. Yeah, some people, you just need to sort them out. Those worthless, bad-minded ones, you just need to create a little space where them alone exist. Not even sure they should be existing among us, but for the purpose of the conversation, I would leave that alone. And let's want to talk, just segue back to the Yuletide season, the involvement of the Royal Grenada Police Force, its involvement. We spoke with Officer Charles earlier on about keeping safe. We talked about the tips, keeping safe. Those of you at home, avoid leaving everybody knows about putting the keys under the door. We know that. I say, leave the keys with a neighbor, somebody that you trust, or hold on to your keys, for God's sake. Do that. When you're moving in public, avoid walking with too much of large sums of money. You have bags. Be aware of be more cognizant and conscious of people that's bumping into you. It's not, according to them, it's not every bunks that is a bump. Yeah, people are literally knocking into you, and for various reasons. But Officer McLean, let's get back into the Yuletide season. There's a lot we were used to over the years with the serenading, the everything else that took place with the members of the police band. I'm going to try my luck and say, yes, you're going to be there this year? We're going to get some of that this year? Or you have a little bit of a sour note news for me? Tell me.
Yes, Joseph, you will be getting some of the police band this year. And so, as you were alluding to the Yuletide operational activities, we wish to highlight some of the activities that will be heightened for that particular period.
Yeah.
So, from the RGPF end, we will see an increase in the execution of commitment warrants and collection of fines. We would be taking a zero tolerance approach on offensive weapons, focusing on drug interdiction, firearms and ammunition seizures, issuance of fixed penalty tickets. We'll be taking an aggressive approach towards solving various crimes, focusing heavily on traffic management, and this would include stop and search, setting up of checkpoints at various locations. And generally, overall, we'll be looking at sensitization, on public safety and security, as we mentioned the public education aspect earlier. So generally, we would be heavy on the sensitization of the public and their safety and security.
On the issue of managing the traffic flow and everything, and more you recognizing that there's an increased volume of vehicles on the nation's road. And years ago, if I'm at Springs, I could safely say I could leave Springs and get into the heart of Tongue in 5 minutes. That is no longer the case. Give me some more details, or is that specific and you would roll it out at a later time? But there's a lot of areas, for example, some trouble spots on the island. Let's say Springs alone. There's that Springs right by the service station there. In that Springs paddock area, there's some, and yet there are days when when the police, the law enforcement is quite visible, and then other times it's as though busmen and other road users, they just go, well, que sera, sera.
Yes, Joseph, as we said earlier, this and other issues are some of the many issues that we have, and we would be tackling them throughout the season. We would implement various initiatives to address all of the concerns that we see on a daily basis with traffic congestion and other traffic-related issues. So our focus basically on that aspect, you would see various things happening, Joseph. You would see a heightened police presence of traffic officers, of wardens and everything on the ground during this Yuletide operation. We would be focusing on sensitizing our road users on various aspects. As I said earlier, we have developed some pamphlets that we would be distributing to members of the public so that they are aware of some of the things that they can do as citizens to help the police to improve the product that we provide, to help us with our crime fighting or with our community policing initiatives. Whatever we endeavor to do, we are sharing these informations via our pamphlets, by our public education, whatever means we choose to do it. We have all these informations listed in pamphlets. We have them posted to our Facebook page. Can
you just share some of those with us right now?
Okay, for example, we compiled some of the pamphlets, and one of them, it focuses on various areas of safety. For example, we have home security. We have many pointers listed under. All of our stations, departments, and branches have these pamphlets in their possessions. So we have distributed them to them, and they in turn will distribute it to members of the public. So we focus on driver safety, personal safety, business safety, vehicle safety, you name it. On the driver safety, we give a number of pointers to persons. For example, we ask them to drive defensively. We ask them to not use their mobile devices when they're driving. We ask them to be alert. A number of pointers, Joseph.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you this, and I'm asking you this with all objectivity, and because the issue of the use of mobile phones. I know the RGPF has made a concerted effort to address those concerns. But But you sort of get the sense, especially among a certain sector of road users. I know I want to be very specific in what I say, so nobody feels offended, that they seem to take the lawmen for joke. Guys that certain sector of society seem to embrace the notion, and I've heard you traverse the nation street. Oh boy, I got 2 tickets yesterday, and they having that conversation as though getting a ticket seems to be, well, part of what is expected to happen, and if they don't, let me ask you though, what is the process? Is there any system in place that allows what you call a merit or demerit system for licensed drivers, a person who has found themselves with a certain number of infractions, where, let's say, the license is removed for, taken away for 6 months, a year? Because my understanding is that it is supposed to be in the books. Maybe you can correct me. If it is, how effective is it being employed, and how effective is it as a tool that really says to some road users, we at the Royal Grenada Police Force is serious about managing what happens on the nation's road?
Yes, Joseph, there is a demerit point system in place within the RGPF, and we have seen it being implemented by the traffic department. It has happened on several occasions. And it is unfortunate, as you said earlier, that persons would take such a critical matter and trivialize it, because when you're driving and you have other persons' lives at stake and so on, it's kind of unfortunate that you would trivialize that matter and maybe joke about it or not focus on the consequences that it can have on you and other road users. So yes, we have a demerit point system in place, and it has been functioning. The traffic department has been keeping their records, and they have been effecting it where necessary.
If you can, tell me, how does it work? So at what point, how many demerit points do you lose? Exactly. Give us a ballpark. Exactly how exactly does the system work, if you can?
Oh, unfortunately, we are not in a position to give any details relative to that issue at this point.
Okay, let's zone back in Yuletide. We started, and I know we have Officer Lewis that is on with us. We started talking about keeping safe. Let's shift the conversation to keeping. How do you suggest and recommend that parents keep their children safe during the holidays? Because I know it is a challenge that the Royal Grenada Police Force that they face with every year. Mommy, daddy sends a young one to town, and there seems not to be a plan in place as to how do you deal with how they get home, what time do they return home?
Yes, sir. I like the fact that you start by saying that some parents send children to the town and they may not have a plan in place, because I believe that's where it starts. For every parent, it may be different, but there are some basic things that one can do to ensure or to to increase the safety as it relates to their children. And I'm going to start by saying, give the children a time that they should return home. While the child is out there, have a plan to have communication with that child, or children as the case may be it in half an hour or so. We understand around this particular time, it may be difficult to get buses. And so that in itself would have to be factoring in you creating that time that that child should return home. For the younger ones, we say to parents, your child might be 13 to 14 years, but may not be responsible. So you do not send a younger child with an older child that may not be responsible. When children are being left home, equally, you may want to have a plan. Around this season, persons usually take the opportunity to do that extra baking, extra cooking, And the safety of children in that environment comes into focus. And we say to parents, try simple things as a pot on the stove. You may turn the handle on the inside. For adventure that the child reach up on that stove, they may not be able to pull the handle. For persons that are doing the extra frying and so, you may want to have some means to extinguish a fire, if you should have one. A simple scenario is having a bucket of sand close by. In the event you do not have a extinguisher, works just as well. Children will run, children will play. You get those things there. And so it's important at all times you try to keep an eye on your children. And I believe a parent doing this and more will create a safe environment.
And I think it is critical, not just during the festive season, but becomes even more obvious because there's a one time when parents seem to think that it is okay. But you highlighted a very important fact that age does not equate to responsibility. So you hear them make the excuse, you hear them would assert, well, I sent the 9-year-old with the 15-year-old. But it has to be an issue of responsibility. How responsible is that 15-year-old or that 14-year-old? I think you would want to agree with me at all times that that conversation of your children being out, that in as much as possible, that they should be in the presence of an adult?
Yes. And even when we say adult, we're still going to use the word a responsible adult.
Correct.
You cannot take away responsible from the situation. You have older folks that may not be responsible.
And that's a very good point. We were running out of time. I want to throw that very same question over to Officer McLean, because I know women, when it comes to that, they have the greater senses kick in when it comes to the issue of safety of children. Officer McLean, your thoughts on that?
Joseph, Louis would have covered basically all of those safety areas for children, but one of the other areas that I wish to highlight is the use of fire, like explosive stuff, like the bombs and the firecrackers, the matches and so on. We want to remind parents, we want to implore upon them to ensure that their children are kept away from these things, as it can have far-reaching implications on them, whether it's medically or otherwise, and basically be that pillar in their family, that guide that would give their children good counsel, so that in the end, after all the celebration is over, everybody would be safe and sound as at the beginning of the celebration.
I'm going to ask you to take off your Royal Grenadier Police Force uniform and put on your mommy hat. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to do, to put on your mommy hat for me right now. Yeah, forget RGPF. Yeah, forget that for a while. I want you to put on your mommy hat and look into the camera, first as a mother, a woman, and then I remember the Royal Grenadier Police Force, and have a serious 1-minute conversation with mothers, parents out there, children.
Parents, your child's safety is your priority. You are to ensure that you are aware of their every move. You are to set rules for them. You are to ensure that they comply with the rules and that you take charge of everything. Be involved in all of their activities, whether it's on social media, whether they're going to the town to purchase something to be back. Be wary of all of their activities, because at the end of the day, you will be made to answer should the unfortunate happen.
I like the way you say it. I often say I'd rather be told that I'm being paranoid than being told that I have to deal with something that my inner senses can't deal with. So say that JC's paranoid. Say that I'm a little bit overprotective. I prefer you call me that than having to hear you send your child out and then something irregrettable happens. Anyway, it is 10 minutes onto the hour. I want to say thanks to you, Officer McLean and Lewis. It is always a pleasure connecting with you, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, and certainly want to encourage you all the success that you deserve, that you desire as you roll out your plans for the Yuletide season. And don't be afraid if you need to lock up a few. Literally, lock them up early enough so people can be safe during the holiday season.
Just before we leave, I thought it is necessary that we highlight what the public should expect from the RGPF during the Yuletide season. Members of the public should expect a gradual increase in general law enforcement presence in and around hotspots, towns and communities. We are going to engage homeowners and business owners as much as possible. We're going to encourage them to exercise their responsibilities and to properly secure their homes and properties. We encourage them also to look out for each other in their absence. We're going to have a number of police checkpoints throughout the country. We will be having roving patrols, we'll be having foot patrols through various communities, and randomly they would be conducted. We would be engaging in breathalyzer testing, very important breathalyzer testing as well. Strategically for major events, we would have checkpoints set up so people can expect delays and so on their travel between certain areas. And we wish to also re-emphasize that our focus will be heightened on the following areas: on offensive weapons, illegal narcotic drugs, illegal firearms and ammunition, predial larceny, violent crimes, Christmas bombs and other explosives, illegal vending, domestic violence, very important, civilians who may wear military clothing, and most importantly, policing of mass crowd events. We will be clamping down on that once the events are not approved by the Ministry of Health, because we also have to bear in mind our present situation with COVID and all of the regulations that are in place. We also have to ensure that we enforce these regulations and protect you from whatever issues we may have or whatever may pop up as a result of COVID. So we will be policing mass events. We will be anticipating that these things will happen and respond accordingly, especially to the items that are not, the activities that are not approved by the Ministry of Health.
Great. Thank you very much, Officer McLean and Officer Lewis. Always a pleasure being here with you, having you guys here. And again, wishing you all the best for the season. Happy holidays in advance to yourself, the Royal Grenada Police Force, and your family. It is 8 minutes onto the hour of 12 o'clock. Reminding you at the top of the hour is going to be the midday edition, a production for News and Current Affairs Department. For those of you that's in television, of course, we send you back to your regular programming on television. With the listeners of Classic 105 and 105.9, the midday edition comes up next. It's your boy JC. Peace and love to you. I always encouraging you to live life and love life and treat each day as though it's your last day on planet Earth. Remember the people you meet on the way up life's ladder, because I can assure you, you meet them on the way down. Have a great one. Enjoy your lunch. I'm out of here.